Today on Vintage HLC Show and Tell, we're going to look at a specific decal treatment that the pottery used around 1905. This is a decal that Jo Cunningham referred to in her books as the lady with the rose in her hair. And I want to focus on this decal because it was used in several different ways. It was used on Laughlin Art China and decorated specialties. We see it on pickup pieces from dinnerware, and we even see it on toiletware. So we'll start with some decorated specialties and Laughlin Art China. We'll look at these plaques. They were made in two different sizes, the 10-inch and the 9.5-inch. This one with the green tint has the decal off center, no gold edge. Pink and purple blended tints with a center decal and no gold edge. And then there's a 9.5-inch plaque. I think we've looked at this one before in a previous video. But these tints that are on here, the brown, the pink, the yellow, and the blue, this was probably meant for Juno, but it didn't come out quite right. You can see a lot of imperfection and runs in the glaze. So instead they put this decal and no gold edge. They didn't even put the Laughlin Art China gold back stamp, which would have been over the glaze. Then we have a gem jug. And this is definitely a first quality piece. Gem jugs were made in 7 different sizes. This is about the medium size, the 24s. Blended tints, gold tracings on the embossing, a different decal on the back. This is marked with the eagle and lion back stamp in the center under the glaze, Laughlin Art China in gold, and then a treatment number J4. Steinauer, this probably was a second. And I say that for 2 reasons. Number 1, there's no gold tracings at all. Number 2, it has some pretty thick runs in the glaze right here. So instead they give it this decal and don't decorate it any further. The back has the same decal treatment. And it was not given any marking. So there's no gold overstamp. Though this is a Homer Lachlan shape. Even though other potteries had Steinauers that were very similar, this has the distinctive chain embossing on the bottom and the distinctive curved handle, which is the first style of the Steinauers. Then this decal also appears on dinnerware, pickup pieces. And I know I've shown this piece before. This is King Charles. There's the circle back stamp with the eagle and lion. Our lady with the rose in her hair, and then there's a little bit of a flow blue effect on the chain embossing. 8-inch plate. Colonial cake plate. So this comes from the Colonial Dinnerware Service. And it was given an Art China back stamp, so it's a pickup piece. Blended tints and gold stamps. Some gold tracings on the embossing. Angelus handled nappy, or handled salad nappy. There's the Angelus marking. Yellow and brown blended tints, gold tracings. And we see this exact same type of decoration on American Beauty in this low profile bowl. The back stamp. This is an early American Beauty circle mark. And then this is the newest piece I was able to find, and why I wanted to do this video, because here it is on toiletware. This is the Bridal shape. No gold, just blended tints. Nice embossing detail on the bottom. The back has a different decal. And as a matter of fact, this decal that we're looking at, I've never been able to determine which group it belongs to. I don't know if it belongs to Gypsy, Showgirl, or Springtime figures. So maybe someday a Malthuer is going to pop up with the treatment number and we can narrow this down. Because the corresponding decals we see with this, that looks like it might be a Springtime figure, not necessarily a Gypsy. This is lady with red poppies in her hair. But if we go back to the gem jug, and look at the reverse. This looks more like it would be part of the Gypsy series. So sort of need to figure out what series this figure belongs to. So I thought that was interesting to see a treatment where we have it on Decorated Specialties, Art China, dinnerware, and toiletware. It doesn't happen that often. Usually we see it with Juno, we see it with Current, Ruby, but that's about it. One last thing about some of these shapes, because they all come from that same time period of 1905 or thereabouts. We look at the embossings and the overall forms of these pieces, and they are very indicative of Arthur Mountford, who was art director at the time. So you see these common elements, for example, on this gem jug, the chain embossing around the neck. We also see chain embossing on the middle of this rim on King Charles. We also see chain embossing below on this Steinauer all the way around. We have a scalloped foot with these little ornamentations at the bottom of the gem jug. We go over to Bridal. We have a scalloped foot with the little ornamentations. If you look at the handle of Bridal, you have this little squiggle design. If you go back over to the gem jug, you have a squiggle design. If you look at the mouth of the gem jug, you have all these little swirls and all this embossing going on. Again, go over to Bridal. You have all these little swirls and embossing going on. You have a scalloped edge. Come over to the gem jug, scalloped edge. So it's fun to get these pieces together, whether it be toiletware, dinnerware, or art china. The pieces that Arthur Mountford did, you can pretty much identify them rather quickly because he uses these same embossings and chains and scalloped and squiggles from one piece to the next. So that's going to be it for now. Next time we're going to look at the passion flower treatment.